And we started with a highly inspirational song, You Got This, by Loving the Outcome, because you got this. You girls got this. We're so excited you are on. I hope you all had an amazing Mother's Day weekend. Celebrating you as a mom, or celebrating your mom, or celebrating someone's mom. And you don't have to just be a mom of a kid. You can be an adopted mom. You can be a stepmom. You can be a grandmom. You can be a puppy dog mom. You can be a kitty cat mom. You can be a mom of a team of amazing Mary Kay women. Whatever you are in your sphere of influence, that you can be a mom. So moms have special superpowers. So you definitely want to be a mom. All right. So we're excited. And I know Andrea is home from college. So she's feeling even more mom-like these days. So excited about that. It's always fun when they come home, because they're always really cool for about 2 or 3 weeks while they, are like, oh, I appreciate my mom so much. And I'm getting my laundry done and I'm eating real meals again and all that. And Mara actually last month had COVID at college. Not fun at all. And so, now to have her mom there taking care of her, but I give it about a month, Andrea, and then you're going to be ready to send her to me.
Yes.
Okay. So excited, you guys. I'm going to have Andrea introduce our amazing guest, but you can see we have a guest speaker tonight. If you're watching the recording, make sure you post your takeaway on our Superstars Facebook page so you get credit. But so excited to have this drop dead gorgeous, fabulous leader in Mary Kay. So Andrea, can you introduce Miss Jenna for us?
Well, not yet.
Oh.
Because we're starting with our crows.
Oh, okay. Oh.
And we gotta do this because I broke it out, girlfriends. And so before we can pour into you, we got to really just allow all of the consultants to do a crow time. Now, what did I pull out? So when we used to do my in-person meetings, I want you to see my too hot for you. You see this too hot? This is we were in New Orleans at one time. So we have our Mardi Gras too hot. I am too hot for school beads. And then I never could find my rubber chickens. So we've got ducks. Now my daughter will be upset that I'm using ducks because she's a duck, and University of Oregon are ducks. But in this situation, we're going to just imagine that these are chickens, okay? Because we can never find the real chickens on the beads. And so this is that opportunity for us each week to really share where we were. Oh man, we were too hot. We did something that was so awesome. We want to crow about it. Or man, maybe you had a chicken moment, and I'm going to tell you, I had a chicken moment and then I learned something really good from it. So it's all good when we have those chicken moments, when we actually get a good takeaway. So if you have a good takeaway from a chicken moment, or man, you are just too hot for school and you want us to celebrate you, I got our clapper and we're ready to go. So who wants to start us off? And I want y'all to bring your best energy, because that is what tonight is all about, filling up each other and celebrating. So raise your hand if you've got something. It doesn't have to be Mary Kay. And let me tell you, it can be small, because small adds up. And that's how we all grow to the big successes in life. So who wants to start? I can't see everybody's hand.
I'm looking. Nobody's raising.
I don't know why Zulema's hand's not up. Or Dee.
Well, Zulema's not on video yet. Dee's not
okay
yet. And Jamie, I know you got something to crow about, girlfriend. Okay, unmute yourself.
Give her spotlight.
Okay.
Well, I did my second show that I have done since COVID. It's now over 478. My first one was over 1,000, and this was over 478. So I'm very excited about that. And this was with a new gal that messaged me on Messenger. I'd never met her before. She got my name through a friend, and you get those calls and you're thinking, okay, is this woman legit or not? So I told her, I said, go to my website, register. I'd love to have you as a new client. I said, go ahead and do that. And then, we can pick your order. And she said, oh, I already know what I want. And I live in Terrata, and I know you're close to me. Could you just go ahead and deliver it there? So I thought, okay, she sounds legit. And it ended up being 478. so far. She's not closed out yet. She has about 3 more orders coming in. And she said, just on a spur of a moment, we like to get together and they like to have cocktails and invite people. And I told them, that's fine with me. I don't care. I love the party. And she made a great cake. And we just really had a wonderful time. And she said, are you available for spur of the moment things where if we just call you and say, hey, we want a party, can you come over? I said, we'll figure it out. So I'm very excited about having some new people. There was like 5 new people there. So, and I have 5 new faces now.
And Jamie, I want to bring to light, you just said spur of the moment.
No.
So you were ready. You had everything prepped. You mentally, physically, spiritually, you were ready. And that is where we want you guys to be. Be ready, because when God brings those blessings, you better be ready. Okay.
I pre-pack ahead of time.
And Jamie is still not finished closing out the party, but I double dog dared her to go ahead and put it on her weekly accomplishment. So I'm so proud of you, girlfriend. You did it. You did it. Now I want you to do 2 girls in a bathroom with your beautiful daughter. Okay, who else has a little crow moment? Who wants to talk? Come on, you guys. This is your chance. Oh, Pega. Unmute yourself, darling.
It's not anything major, but I have a hard time talking to people, which is really sounds weird because I like to talk, but so I done my mapping and I'm with the 5 people and I've got maybe 3 possible that are going to book maybe. So I'm working on it.
Okay.
And one of them is my sister-in-law, and she lives in North Carolina, so that's going to be a challenge.
No, it's not going to be a challenge.
So
We're going to do a post-it party. We're going to make it fun. It's so exciting. And you know what? I want to take your words and turn them. Okay, so let's turn them. Okay, it's just a little thing.
Mm-hmm.
Get excited. You know, it's kind of like Andrea said this a few weeks ago, and y'all, this thought has hung in my consciousness, like not even my subconscious. It has hung.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I go to the grocery store, I think about what Andrea said. And we were talking about, if you want to have big blessings, what are you doing with the small blessings? And she said, if you are not responsible enough to put your shopping cart, I call it a buggy, back where it goes, how on earth is God going to bless you with bigger things? So Pega, you are being blessed. I know, Andrea, the things you say to me, they stick in my head. So you know what, Pega, those little things, you've got to say, thank you, Lord, for these blessings and receive them and act on them, because now you will be blessed abundantly beyond that. You start with little things and it grows and grows and grows. What Jamie just did and the week that a few of our consultants had. So you be proud of yourself, girlfriend. I want to see you give yourself a big pat on the back. Yeah.
She is, y'all do it with me. She is too hot for school.
Yay. I love it. Okay. Dee says she always puts her card away. Of course you do, Dee. Yes. Discipline. All right. Who else has a little crow moment? Zulema is at gymnastics, so she can't really talk right now. But Zulema, can you just unmute and just tell us about your great week? She may not be able to. She's at gym. Y'all remember those days, gymnastics?
Yeah, loud. It's loud.
Oh, she said, okay. All right. So Vicky, do you have anything to crow about this week?
I made a sale. That helps.
And I'm loving that snazzy haircut, girl. I'll tell you, chemo
You
has,
liking that? That's me.
I know, but chemo did not kill beautiful hair. I love it. I love it. It came back beautifully.
I did.
Well, Andrea, I know you got a little crow. Andrea got a little crow moment for just today. Andrea, share your day with us, because I just want to bask in your glory as if it happened to me.
You are so sweet. Well, let me just tell you guys that sometimes you may not have lots of new leads, but go through your current connections, because you have people who have purchased from you, but they may have only purchased one item eons ago. And just reach back out and ask them if they are open to having a little catch-up session and a skin session. And that's what I did. And this is a gal who's been a guest, but it's been a while. And it was a almost a $400 facial, and she we talked about the business, and she said, you know, I'm really, really interested. And what did I do? I sent her home with a new video, which I actually posted on our Amazing Graces this morning. Fabulous brand new video that was on last week's Winning Wednesday. And then so that was one. And we booked a party because she wants to do all the guys. She wants to do all the men in her life. And so I did a full circle, booked a party, had an interview. The only thing I didn't do is a list of leads, so I'll have to work on that one. And then I had a follow-up session, and my cousin said, you know what, my daughter and then her friend, and they want to all do this with their moms. And that's going to be a virtual because they live in Ohio. And she said, you know, my daughter's now 18 and she's actually wanting to sign up. And I said, great, let's do it. So I don't see her on, but she signed up 15 minutes ago. So welcome, Chloe.
Yay. So you had over a $500 day.
Oh yeah, I didn't tell you about that part. So I was wearing my mask as I was grocery shopping, and I had my car, which also has Mary Kay on it, very, very professional. And it wasn't a dirty car, and it doesn't look tacky. And somebody said, do you have an inventory? I said, yes, ma'am. And she said, well, I would like, and she just listed 3 or 4 items. It was over $100. And I said, I'll bring it to you tomorrow. And boom, like that, she Venmo'd me.
Love it. So you guys, being ready, being open to those opportunities and being ready, right, Pega? Being okay.
Sayonara's back.
Sayonara is back from Brazil, girl. Just unmute yourself and tell us how you're doing. We have missed you. You're muted, girl. She forgot how to unmute herself.
Thank you so much.
We're so glad.
Thank you. Me too. Me too. Me too.
And we have been praying for you, and we love you, and we're going to celebrate you being back tonight. We're so glad.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, just gave me chicken skin that you're healthy and you're back, and thank God. Thank God.
Yes. Okay. So Dre?
Yep, I'm so excited. You guys, I invited somebody very near and dear to my heart, and we hang out from time to time. And one of these days we're gonna actually get to have the whole conference together, because she is almost in the suit. And I have invited Jenna Wyatt to be our guest tonight. And let me just tell you a little bit about this amazing woman. She had started her business while working as she was in charge of a very high-end store, had no time whatsoever for Mary Kay. And yet, this is what impressed me from the very beginning. She was always, every week, showing up. And she said over time, she started to see how she wanted to be with the high caliber women, and it grew her. And you're going to get to hear her story. Now, once she made that decision, she never missed Star Consultant. And it has been over 6 years now. I believe that's what it was, that she has never missed Star since making that decision. And I asked Jenna Wyatt to be our guest because this last month we were tracking all the way to the end. She finished with 10 active. They did their first month of CAR, and she is officially in DIQ, do it quick. And we are so excited. I asked her to come and share a couple words of wisdom from what she has taken away and where she's going. So we all do a warm, Amazing Grace and Shipe Superstar welcome for our Jenna Wyatt.
Woo! Thank you. Oh my gosh, I love you, Andrea. I have the pleasure of getting to see Andrea relatively frequently, being neighbors. So, okay, so I guess you want me to start with just kind of my story, how I got started?
Sure.
Okay, so I want to preface this because I think this is really important and most people will resonate with this. I actually grew up with really severe social anxiety, and I've been in therapy since 6th grade for that, but it used to be to the point where if a teacher would ask me to talk in class, I would end up crying and puking in the corner, and they wouldn't let me go to the nurse or anything, like very traumatic situations. And I was afraid I would burst into tears at even the thought of calling a pizza, like to order a pizza. I wouldn't even pump my own gas because I was afraid of what people would think. I would go pick up a friend across town, go to the gas station I knew, and then have her pump. So lots of things, but those are just some examples, because this truly is not what I ever thought I would be doing, considering that. I found a point in my life where everything was kind of you know, I was part of a corporate layoff, a breakup, need a new place, a health scare. Kind of, has everyone had a point where kind of they feel like just nothing's going right? So at that point, I was like, I need to do something for myself that I don't need to depend on other people for. And I found a great little country bar that I just loved, and ran into an old friend from high school, middle school, that she was always so popular, but nice. One of not the intimidating popular girl, you know? And I almost didn't say hi to her. And I saw her across the room, and I decided to walk up and reintroduce myself in the middle of a group of friends that she was with, which was really scary to me because like interrupting a group that's chatting. I think if anyone's tried to warm chat, that's probably crossed your mind before. And I'm so glad I did, because she's how I learned about Mary Kay, and she ended up being my recruiter. And we are like super tight, one of my best friends to this day. And that's how I came into Mary Kay. I started facing a fear. So facing a fear wasn't like a foreign concept to me in Mary Kay, and I've grown a lot through that. So I want to start by that. Like, is your fear an excuse, or is it something that you're going to allow you to push forward and grow from? I think that's really important to know. So I just wanted to start with that. But I've been with Mary Kay for over 8 years. Prior to Mary Kay, I was in the specialty educational and toy industry. But when I was introduced to Mary Kay, I was currently in fashion. I signed my agreement right before I went into the fashion industry, and didn't do anything for 4 months. And it's one of the things I look back and I just kick myself with, like, why did I not just get started ASAP? So I'm sure I'm not the only one on here that took a while to get started and felt like I had to know everything first. Don't do that. Just step in and learn as you go, for sure. Listen to your directors when they tell you that. It's definitely more beneficial that way. And I went from, in that transitional like little time period, went from having all the time in the world while I was finding a new traditional job, regardless of my agreement with Mary Kay, because again, I didn't think I was going to work it. And all of a sudden I went from being extremely busy. And what I found, it was actually easier to work when I was busy, because I knew how to schedule my time, and I knew how to be effective with the small portions of time that I did have. So I would say my first piece of advice is, if you are busy, go through your weekly plan sheet with your director or your recruiter, and figure out where you have those blocks and how to be super effective in those small blocks that you're willing to commit to. And when you commit to it, that's like your job. That's like no ifs, ands, or buts. If I'm not holding a skincare appointment or a party, I'm booking. If I'm not booking, I'm finding people to book. And if I don't have people to find, well, talk to your director and she'll give you the next thing. So like, those are your committed work hours. And I do think it's important to note also, you need to work for yourself with like the same integrity as you would work for anybody else. And I think that's one of the hardest things to do when you are self-employed or own your own business, is being really committed like that to your schedule. And I'm still improving on that, but that has been a struggle point for me as well. So I think that's really, really important. And a way to make sure that you're showing up for yourself is to have that weekly plan sheet, have it set, and also set, like, the night before, do your 6 most important things, or set up your calendar so that when you wake up in the morning and maybe you're too tired or don't feel like it or whatever, you already have a plan, so you don't have the emotional like stress of, should I do this now? Shouldn't I? And then feeling guilty about it. And this whole little emotional cycle that you go through, you can just get up and do the very next thing. So that has been a major, major help for me. And I definitely notice a difference when I don't do that. So just do it. It'll make your life a lot easier. But I did mention showing up for yourself. It's not just showing up for yourself, it's showing up for your director. So show up to your meetings. I would say there's so many things for us to plug into. And if you plug into too much, it can get really overwhelming and you feel like you have to do everything. And then you don't do anything because you don't even know where to start. So find the things that excite you, pick the 1 or 2, really focus on them, but make sure that your success meeting, your weekly meeting, is a priority, and show up and don't miss it. That makes a difference for your director. It makes a difference for the energy on everyone else that shows up. And on top of that, if you can, I know sometimes we can't right now, be on camera if you're on Zoom, because just your face being there makes a difference. So that really helps me a lot when everyone else shows up, because then I feel like they prioritize that time and they're not hiding behind a distraction. So that makes a big deal.
Oh my God.
So show up. And, you know, honestly, if I could give one tip that would make the whole difference, is just listen to your director. They know what to do and they're not in that position for no reason. And I don't know, show of hands, has anyone like had your director come to you and say, hey, what can I help you with? And you're like, oh, I got it. I'm good. That's a sign that you need them. So I did that, and I waved off my director for a really long time. And then all of a sudden, when I was ready and decided that I had a goal and I was going to do it, it's kind of like listening to your mom. You're like, whatever, I don't need your advice. And then the more you grow or the more you age or whatever, you're like, oh, now I know what she was talking about. So just listen. They're there for a reason. They're there to guide you. They're not going to tell you what to do, but they're going to give you the best advice from their heart on what truly works for them or what they've seen work for other people. So please take that seriously when they invest that time in you to share. That would be huge. I would say, let's see, I'm just getting into my tips now, I guess. Are we good with that?
I want you to share specifically,
okay,
what did you master that has kept you afloat during this
okay.
COVID?
So I want to say I became full-time Mary Kay right before COVID. February 27th, right before COVID and the whole world went on quarantine last year. And I was not expecting that. Everything on how I thought I was going to work my business was not the case. So I thought, and I spent 2 months trying to figure out new ways to work my business, because it's not like how we used to learn. Guys, it is the same exact thing. It truly is no different. There's just a screen in front of you. Same exact thing. And it took me 2 months to figure it out. And as soon as I did, I stepped right into it. The big part of that was referrals. So I still do my referral game. I personally don't give any incentive for referrals. And I still am getting referrals as I am. And my referrals I'm still finishing up working and contacting the first time referrals that I had before COVID even started. So I haven't even gotten to new referrals yet from this whole last year. So referrals are huge. And if you can master referrals, you won't ever need to, not that I wouldn't still try it or prioritize it at times, but you shouldn't ever need to have to go out and do the warm chats and do those, like all the other things, if you are just really good at referrals, because those will sustain you as you go. And if you're booking from your bookings, you may not even ever need to tap into those.
That's great.
So referrals. And I would say, don't feel like you have to be perfect and know everything and be great at everything. Get really good at the basic building blocks first. So, don't worry about referrals yet until you're good with booking. Like, get good at the booking. Then when let the other things, just know that you're in a growing phase and you're probably not going to be perfect. And we probably won't ever be perfect at all these things, but get really confident with your booking. And then when you are good with your booking, say, okay, now that I have that down, I'm going to focus on really perfecting my skincare class. Okay. And then as you kind of perfect that, the referrals can be a part of that for sure. As you kind of feel more confident and have like a good solid foundation with that, now get better at your close. Like, let's get really good at that close. As you do that, okay, now let's get good at the share. Like, don't feel like you have to get good at all those things all at once. Prioritize your improvement on one thing. Still do them all and be okay that they're not perfect, but start with those basics, because all those little things are going to lead to the others.
That's awesome.
And that's what I did this last year that has really helped. So now I'm on the share phase and perfecting that. I'm good with everything else. And with DIQ, it's forcing me to do a whole bunch of shares really quickly and together. And I tried a new type of share the other day for the first time with one of my team members. She didn't know it was my first time doing it that way. And it was her first share after a year and a half. She wasn't comfortable sharing. She finally did a share and she got her first team member. So helping DIQ helps me share for other people, which is still giving me the practice. And I kind of like sharing for other people more than for myself, to be honest.
It's true. It's true. So in closing, Jenna, tell us why, when your goal is to finish, and then why is it so important for you to be one of our sister leaders and to help turn the world pink?
Oh my gosh. So my goal is to finish by the end of June. However, I am aiming to finish, no, wait, my goal is to finish by the end of July, but I know there's like new incentives. Pushing that to the end of June and just finishing and being done in 2 months. So that is now the new goal. And I have yet to kind of break that down now, but that's a new little change with my plan. And why it's important to me, one is growing up in the toy industry and seeing so many parents so detached from their kids in these like recent generations, or feeling not even detached, but just so busy that they don't feel like they have the time to spend with their kids, quality interactive time. I think that there's so many developmental and mental emotional gaps that occur because of that lack of interaction between child and parent at the early years. So when I have my future family, I don't ever want my kids to be in that position or where they're resentful towards me later on in life because they didn't feel like I was around or prioritized them. So really for me, we've heard it from other people. I want to be able to take my kids to school, pick them up, and they never know mom had to work, and I'm present and there for them, and not just in the same room, really interacting and doing things and spending that quality time with them. So that's my big why. And I'm doing it now because I don't want to be building this once they're here. I want it set and ready to go.
And we did last week. We showed how there's over 600 or almost $1,000 in bonuses that you can earn by building up Reds and finishing as a new director. And so I have no doubt you're going to do it. And I'm excited just to support you on that process. We had a question, and as you've been in Mary Kay for 6 years, so I just want everybody to know, like, it's easy to we look at other people and we always take their best and we compare it against our worst. And it's not fair at all, because if you knew Jenna win, if you knew Andrea win, if you knew Joanna win, we were a hot mess, all of us. And so we've grown. And so I've seen so much of your growth, Jenna. You are so polished. You're so you're put together, but you also are so articulate, and the kindness that you just exude when you're with people. But tell people real quickly, if you don't mind, how you get your referrals. Maybe just leave us with that kind of a dialogue.
Okay. Well, real fast, I've been with Mary Kay for over 8 years.
Oh, okay.
And at 6 years is when I made the decision to really work it like a business, not like a hobby. And only a year ago did I make the decision that directorship needs to happen.
Thank you.
So, but when it comes to referrals, when I was in person, what I used to do at the very end when we were using like the profile cards, I would do my 4-question close on the back, and then I would simply say, perfect, now you're just going to put down 10. I have a gift for you when you put 10 names and numbers down to receive a free gift from me. And then I'll have a little mini size product gift for you, and go ahead and do that while I clean up. Like, that's literally what I would do when I was in person. And then they probably just didn't want to give me an empty sheet, quite frankly, because I'm like right there in front of them and I'm just cleaning up in the room, throwing things away, taking their trays. And it would be a normal thing for me to get like 50 referrals in a week. That would be like standard. Now what I've done and what I've found works best for me is I do during the charcoal mask. I basically do the same thing. So I don't wait till the very end. I do it right kind of towards the beginning of our virtual appointments. And I basically say the same thing. Perfect. Open up your survey. On the side, you're going to see 10 lines. I have 10 beauty gifts that I get to offer along with the gift card on your behalf. Go ahead and put their names and numbers down. And while this is drying, I'm going to give you just a little downtime, chat with your friends while you're doing that and whatever. And then I'll just go off camera. for a few minutes and kind of come back. And I say, text me when you're done. Take a photo and just text that to me when you're done. I mean, it's really simple. I don't give an incentive. I don't always make it a game. I mean, I could depending on the group, but I don't usually. I just tell them, you have a gift. Who are you going to share it with?
You said I get to offer. So you
Yeah.
have 10 that I get to offer a gift, a pampering.
Mhm.
I think that is that's perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah.
This has been exciting. I'm so I can't wait to celebrate your debut. I hope I'm invited.
Duh.
And I just want to make sure if anybody has any kind of question before we move on to our reco and our training for tonight, you want to ask Jenna right now. She has been amazing. And I would love 1 or 2 people to edify what you gained from this. So who would like to give Jenna our blessing on what you loved and learned from her time, or you can ask a question.
Dee?
Yeah, thanks. Hi, I'm actually on camera this time and there's no kids. Hi, long time no see, Andrea, and hi, Jenna. Yeah, oh my gosh, I remember you and you are just awesome. Your Instagram is amazing. So what I got from you, and this is something that I'm currently working on, managing my schedule because it is constantly varying. As a nanny, the kids are going, they were not in school and now they are. So, and my schedule's been varied. So I really like that, just committing to time, just knowing your schedule and, committing to yourself as well, because the business is, it's not just the business, you're helping people. And we are offering hope. It's like the product sells itself, as what Joe and Andrea always say, but it's like an opportunity to really better yourself. So I really enjoyed those 2 pieces, and I'm currently working again on managing my time and my schedule. So that's a good one. I really appreciate you being on.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dee. I think Pega had her hand up.
I thought of Pega when I was sharing that because you had just said you don't like to talk to people. I was like, girl, I know.
Yeah, I would have never thought to do what you said after your party to have them, how you got your referrals. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, that is amazing. I never would have thought of that. To offer, the gift and everything, just to get the info from, new people. That's awesome.
I love it.
Yeah.
True. That's true.
Very awesome.
Thank you, Pega. So, can I just say, Jenna, working my business for 28 years, and I took 2 pages of notes.
Oh my gosh.
Guys, you know what? You can learn from anyone. And, Jenna has had 8 years in this business, 6 years really working her business, and the last year really going for upper management. And so, you hear these little things and you're like, oh, that's so simple. And don't y'all agree that it's the simplest ideas that hit you the hardest and that are the easiest to implement? Like if Jenna sat here and said, okay, so you need this formula and you got to put all these numbers in it and then you got to add sugar and you'd be like, ah! But when you say, yeah, so, okay, while your mask is drying, write down the names of 10 people and I get to give 10 of your friends a gift from you. So go ahead and do that. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
If you act like it's just the normal thing to do, no one's going to question it because it's kind of like when someone looks up and then everyone else around you looks up. If they just think that that's what everyone's doing, they're just going to do it too.
I love it. Anybody else have something that Jenna said, or you want to ask her a question that you want to find out more, pick her brain, or? Okay, well, you know what? This girl is girl on the move, girl on fire. And Jenna, we can't.
Actually, I have a quick question. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Dee. Go ahead.
Okay, so, whoops. With the referrals, I know that you were really, really anxious. Oh, and I'm sorry, I'm not even on camera. Put a face to a name. Okay, so with the anxiety, how did you start with your referrals? And if I missed that, I'm sorry, but what did you start with?
So like when I first attempted referrals, like early on, I didn't. I didn't attempt it because I felt so weird asking. And I think I was kind of like, well, what are they going to think? What would I say? So I would say having clarity in what you're offering so that it's not even a second guessing as to what you're going to say when you offer it. I think having clarity on what your beauty session entails so that you know exactly how to promote it or how to explain it to somebody. Because I think a lot of us, when we first started, we're like, well, what if they ask these questions? And what do I say if this? So just have really solid clarity on what it is that you're offering and how that's going to go. Like practice it at home, practice it with a power partner, practice it with your director or recruiter so that you know what that's going to look like, or observe a few, first.
Okay.
So that way you'll always have the answer because there's no question what that looks like.
Love it.
Got it. Okay. Thank you. God, phone was ringing. Okay. Thank
So, okay, I got you there, Dee. So, just the other day on the news, Jenna, they were talking about where does confidence come from? When you have confidence and people who walk in with confidence, where does it come from? And every psychologist they interviewed said, confidence has nothing to do with your skill set. It has to do with an internal belief in what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone
100%. Clarity breeds confidence.
Because you can go out and learn the skill sets, but if you believe that you believe that you believe you're in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing, and this is where God wants you, then you will have that confidence. And it's amazing. You can mess up a lot of stuff with the right confidence.
And you know how to get belief real fast if anyone's struggling with this? Do a lot of calls like back to back to back to back, like multiple days in a row, or do a lot of parties multiple days in a row. Like do a lot of whatever it is in a short period of time. And that's a game changer. You're going to have some wins, some losses, but you're going to have so many wins in such quick succession that those losses aren't going to matter. Like it won't even mess with you.
Okay. All right. Well, girlfriend, we appreciate you. And as soon as you finish, we want to see you on one of our Take It to the Top Tuesdays. We want you to pop in. I'm in.
I'm happy to.
I'm bad. I noticed.
Well, thanks for having me on. I seriously, Joanna, I remember when you were out here at Andrea's and we got to meet you, and that was a really impactful session. So I'm so glad that Andrea got to connect me with you. And Andrea, you're just one of my best director friends. Get close to your directors. Do not underestimate, even if they're not acting as a director for you, just the relationship itself with them is powerful.
Thank you, Jenna. You're awesome. Y'all, snaps to Jenna. Woo! Okay.
Thanks, guys. I'm going to log off because I do have another thing in a little bit here.
Okay. You look fabulous.
Bye, Hetty.
Bye.
So, awesome. Did you learn a lot? Yeah. Okay. And one of my favorite things is she's been in Mary Kay 8 years. And I remember meeting her in Andrea's house. And I was like, why are you not a director? And she goes, I'm not ready yet. I'm like, okay, then. All righty. And she's ready now. So you hear all these overnight sensation stories. You hear about people who join Mary Kay, a month later they're in a director suit, 2 months later they're in a Cadillac, and a year later they're a national. Okay, so I like it when y'all hear the real truth stories. A little bit more relatable to where you're coming from, okay? But we are going to get right into Reco because Andrea's got some amazing training. I don't want to downplay our Reco, but we are so excited about Andrea taking us to the next level as far as, let me change this, as far as doing our tracking and really knowing what's going on in our business and being aware. So again, this is Take It to the Top Tuesday. And today is doing recognition through May 9th. We did 2 girls in a bathroom. Last night it was Jules and I, and our next feature is going to be Dee and Andrea. So y'all sign up for that and let's see who is next for Two Girls in a Bathroom. And Jules and I actually did Two Girls Near a Bathroom because we were here in my office. That was kind of fun too. Okay, so again, can you make a video this week? You've got to make it with your director, even if she's not on, make it with your director. And then hopefully you guys are working super hard to finish the closet clean out, okay? You can qualify through May 31st. So here are the rules on that. If you were a third quarter star consultant, if you have 2 Spark months, March, April, and May, just 2 out of 3, 3 new team members with 1 great start qualified, or if you are 4 quarter star by May 31st, you get to invite yourself, of course, and 5 of your besties to join you for the virtual closet clean out. This is going to be awesome. So stay focused on that. This is who's already qualified. Okay. Jamie, Marcia, Maureen, Amy, Christine, Andrea, Linda, myself. We have to qualify too. 2 months of, excuse me, guys, losing my voice. Again, Jamie, Amy, Marcia, Vicky, then on target. Zulema's on target. Christina's on target. Antoinette's on target. Fatou is on target, and Muhammad. And then 3 new team members. Vicky has 2, so she's close as well. So you guys keep focused on that. All right, 4th quarter ends June 15th, but we want you to finish by the 31st so you get to be part of the virtual closet makeover. On target for the Spark a Chain reaction, which is April, May, and June. You get to earn this gorgeous bracelet. I don't know if you noticed, but Jenna had on the earrings and the necklace. But April is already done for Christine, Jamie, Vicky, Amy, Marcia, and Antoinette. And so you guys want to stay focused on that because that's it. You miss it, you miss it, okay? And then, of course, y'all know we talked last week about building your team on the double in May and getting a $100 bonus for every great start qualified. Also, want to recognize our senior consultants and Jamie moving into red, okay? Who else is on? Let me see, who else is on? Oh my,
Should be moving into red.
Huh?
Alice should be up there with the move into red.
Who?
Alice, where is, I'm just saying she needs to be in a red.
Kidding. I'm trying to see if I'm missing a name, but you guys focus on moving into red this month. It's just really where you want to be, It's not that hard. You saw Jenna talk about it, our red jackets, our team leaders, Jackie and Sayonara. We're so excited. Yay. So let's get out your Spark form and write down your points. Here is something really super, super duper exciting. May recognition runs from May 3rd through June 6th. Yeah, that's a long time for Reco. So you guys get really excited about how many points you can get on your Spark form. I mailed out prizes yesterday for April Spark forms, and it's just so much fun to be able to put those prizes together and reward you guys. Okay, so Spark a Chain reaction. Let's do this. You get 10 points for being on live. If you're watching this recording or you're listening on your way to work on Wednesday morning, give yourself 10 points as soon as you post your takeaway on Shipe Family Superstars or Andrea's Amazing Graces Facebook group page. Okay, look who turned in their weekly accomplishment. You guys, come on, turn these in. It's not that hard. It's 3 minutes every Sunday. I even gave y'all until yesterday afternoon in case you were busy on Sunday. So Arlene, so proud of you. Always turning hers in. Jamie, good job. Antoinette turned hers in. Pega turned hers in. Joan, always faithful to turning hers in. And I think she's working, she's working now. So y'all be praying for her. Vicky, always turning it in. Amy, Christine, and Zulema. Give yourself 10 points. This is the easiest 10 points you will ever get besides being on, okay? 10 points right there. Okay. Let me go in the right order. Sorry, I'm fast on the trigger today. All right, you get 10 points for every new face. That was a full circle appointment. So just like Andrea talked earlier, you know, doing the actual skincare, whether it's virtual or face-to-face, and doing it full circle. Handing out a goodie bag is not quite the same thing. So full circle appointment. And your focus should be, if you choose to get the rewards, Power Start and Perfect Start every single month. Now, let's get ready. Are y'all ready? Are you ready for it? Let's see who our weekly queens are. Drum roll. Let's get ready to celebrate. Are you ready? Let's see who our weekly queen of sales is. Zulema, who's at gymnastics right now. I don't know if she's doing gymnastics or Chloe. Zulema had a grand week. She had over $1,000 week. Vicky had a star week with over $600. So proud of you. Jamie Boyard had a star week with almost $500 in sales. Hasn't even closed the party out yet. And Christine had a star week of over $300. You guys, that is work in your business. And a lot of y'all were very, very close to having a star week of at least $300 in sales. So we are so proud of you guys. And I don't know if Zulema can talk yet. Zulema, can you talk yet? Or are you still at gymnastics? I can't see it.
She said she's still.
Okay. All right, girlfriend. Well, if you get out of there before we're finished, we want to hear how you did it because you are a Mary Kay rock star. We're so proud of you. Okay. You get 50 points when you have a new team member who becomes Great Start qualified. And you can get that the minute you get it, you put it on your Spark form and you get those points right away. If you have $1,000 wholesale order, in other words, you sell 2,000 in 1 month, and look, oh my gosh, Zulema's over halfway there right now. You get 50 points for the month, okay? Andrea and myself, bam, we are already firecrackers. I can't do firecracker noises, but anyway, we'll have to come up with a firecracker noise. Sparklers is anyone who sells at least $1,200 in 1 month and earns their jewelry and places their 600 wholesale or higher. And so that's our sparklers. Our igniters are anyone who sells enough in product to place a 300, do a 599. You get 20 points. And then of course, we always recognize everybody who is doing their active order every month. So we're excited to start listing those names next week. Also, guys, remember you get 50 points for moving up on the career path to a new position for the first time. You get 50 points for going on target for your car, and you get 50 points every time you complete and turn in the power of 10. And so many of y'all are so close to finishing that. Look it up and download it and start tracking it because we want to know what level are you committed to for May. Let's do this. Do a perfect start. Do a power start. Do a power start plus. Make it happen. Earn these charms and wear them with pride because we are so proud of y'all. Okay, are on targets for the spa treatment. And Andrea reminded us last week that normally you have to be a 4-quarter star to get the spa treatment at seminar. But since we're doing seminar remotely, we decided to kind of take the bar down, make it a little bit easier. So when you are consistent, 11 out of 12 months with just a minimum 225 order, you will get a spa treatment certificate from your director. If you're local to us, we will take you. If you're not, we will make sure that we send you that gift certificate. So look at who all is qualified already, 10 out of 10 months, okay? Jamie, Sayonara, Christine, Zulema, and Marcia. And 9 out of 12 months, Maureen and Amy. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, well, I must have missed 2 months. Darn. You know what? Get your momentum going. Don't miss May. Don't miss June. Get your spark, your necklace and whatever the thing is going to be in June. Get on target. Start working now. Be consistent now, and it will take you through the summer. Don't say, well, I'm going to wait till July 1st and start over. It doesn't work that way. Every month you don't do anything is like 2 months of being behind. Always want to recognize our star consultants every single quarter. These are our beautiful star consultants for the very first quarter, for the quarter that went June 16th through September 15th. Our second quarter stars were September 16th to December 15th. So proud of these ladies. Our third quarter stars were, I got to think about this, December 16th to March 15th. And all of these women have already earned the closet makeover with themselves and 5 friends. And then now we are tracking our fourth quarter stars. So I just wanted to put the director's pictures here that have already achieved Ruby. I guarantee you these women are not stopping at Ruby. I know Andrea's goal is to finish up national quota sales, and so is Linda. So you know they're going to be super double, triple pearls. But I just want you guys to know this is not for comparison. Comparison, you will never measure up. You always compare your least with someone else's most. But I want you guys to understand that you have working directors. And I think that is so important. We are not saying do as I say and not as I do. We are saying do as I do. And I think that that's really important that I draw that to y'all's attention, because isn't it good to know that your leadership is in the field with you, side by side, making it happen. Okay, want to do a little quick recognition for how many points everybody's at, because I guarantee you, Sayonara probably doesn't even know that she's already finished Ruby. Oh my gosh, she's already finished the Ruby level for 4 quarter star of the being an all-star. And I'm so proud of you, girl, working from Brazil, making it happen. And now you're home and you can really kick it in. We're so proud of y'all. So you can see where everybody has landed so far. You have until June 15th. This does not go till June 30th, ladies. So Jamie, Amy, Marsha, Maureen, and then of course all the directors, y'all need to be tracking this, because like look at Sayonara, she's at 11,434. So she's right in here. How easy would it be for her to jump to diamond? How much easier would it be to jump to diamond? Okay, so track it, track it, track it. If you have any questions at all about how to track this or how to figure it out, call your director and we will walk you through it, because I look at these numbers every week for you guys. Okay. All right. So excited for all of you guys. All right. Also tracking princess courts. And this is the Mary Kay National Area Courts. So make sure you know where you are. The Mary Kay Princess Court of Sales, Andrea, Linda, myself, Sharice, Zulema, and Sayonara, you have finished it. You have already earned the Princess Court of Sales. You have already earned this beautiful jewelry. And then when you do both courts, you also get this bracelet as well. So you guys, if your name is right here, you've already earned this gorgeous jewelry. Oh my gosh. Are you so excited? I'm so excited. Okay. I mean, why buy jewelry when you can earn it? Okay. So where do you choose to land on May 31st? Are you going to be in your red jacket this month? Are you going to be on target for your Mary Kay car? Are you going to be elite star team builder, DIQ? Choose your goal, act on it daily. And now I want to turn it over to Andrea, who is going to pour into us for the next 15 minutes, how to take it from paper to the next level. How many of y'all tracked any of your customers on paper or did any kind of mental mapping this past week that we learned last week? Okay, we see a few nods. Okay, so now, Andrea, I'm going to turn it over to you, girlfriend. Let's spotlight you. And I want you to take us to the next level.
Okay, I want to keep it as simple as possible, but I also want to take you into the 21st century with some kind of conversation about what is business using. You know, business is not using paper anymore. And I do want to just recap. Okay, last week I brought your attention back to something that Joe has on her website. I have at my website. We're on Facebook, but this was a power booking way to track. Okay, so we talked about this last week. We talked about this is called a system. So this would be a booking system. So keeping track of your customers, or let me refer that to leads. They're not yet a customer because they haven't booked a party. And once they book an appointment, then they're no longer in your booking system. They are now going to be moved to a different system, which would be your coaching system. Okay. So we talked about what is a system last week, and we talked about how do you design, like how do you even create a system. I want to show you another word and another way to understand what your system is. And the word is called workflow. So this is a workflow, and I have to hold it up because I don't have it on our computer. But this would be a workflow for a lead system. Okay, so you meet a new person. What do? Well, you exchange her number and maybe you give her something. Okay, so a workflow would be a step-by-step. What do you do? And this is a really great way to figure out, well, what is your system for how do you work? So I give somebody a sample. Well, then I'm going to take her name. I don't want to lose it. I don't want it to be in my purse. I might even start here. I might even put another arrow and say, put card in my business card holder. Like if I really want to get a specific, so I know exactly what I do. When you put it on paper, it's amazing how Joe always tells me as a teacher, she's so skilled with this, but she reinforces to me, how do people learn? And I don't remember all of the ways, but I know that you say it, you write it, and maybe you do it. So I think those are some of the, and I know there's other ways, but those are some 3 ways. So you might want to say, I put it in my card holder, and that way you're writing it, you're going to remember it better. So then what I do is I add it to my contact sheet. Again, this would be a paper contact sheet, so that you don't lose that little card. I mean, how many of you guys have cards like these and you're not organized? Okay, these are people. These are people. Now, sometimes I'm out and about and I don't have cards with me. Now, if you have your phone, that's a great way to use a digital card, but sometimes I'll put people's names on a receipt. So we don't want to lose that. We've got to have a system so we don't become unprofessional, but also we are not, destroying all the effort. Then we talked about what would be next. Okay, so I'm going to go a little faster this because I want to take you from the paper and I want to take you into how do you work with mobility, so that when you are sitting in the line at the elementary school and you've got 20 minutes, but you've got to get there early because otherwise you'll be out, 15 miles away. How can you still call people and book if you don't have your papers? What are you going to do then? Because I have a notebook, but do I really want to carry this notebook everywhere? So that's what I want to talk about today. So this would be like you make the first call, this would be the first call because you have her number, and now on that piece of paper you're making the first call. Well, I also follow up every call with a text message. So she doesn't answer, I'm going to follow up. Again, the first attempt would be the same kind of message, but now I'm texting it. So question would be, I could even write over here, where do I have this script? Do I have the script saved easily in my notes on my phone? Do I have the script on a piece of paper? So if I don't know what to say, I can reference, like, where is this script? If you have the power booking, ladies, the script is actually in this book. And all of these are scripts. Forgive me, one hand. So if you don't know the script, just talk to Joe and I, because we have this also digitally on our Facebook page. Like, we've had it for over a year and it's already there, but we can show you where to find it. So at this point, she might tell us, no, thank you. We're done. We can block her out with a big black marker, or she might book an appointment. Now, if she books an appointment with you after that first attempt, I think that's pretty awesome. That shows you you got a good booking record because you got a yes after one try. But then she's going to move into a different. My pen went out here, but now she's going to move into a different system. Remember how we talked about I'm sorry, that should say coaching, a coaching system for the booked appointment. Do you understand how there's different systems? Is everybody with me there? Okay, good. So if we were to keep going on this workflow, this on a piece of paper helps you know your system, but then what do you do with it, either on a paper kind of spreadsheet, or let's talk about how do you create a mobile spreadsheet. Okay, so that same kind of workflow, I want to introduce you to that name because this is a workflow for my coaching. Let me actually rephrase this because I don't confuse you guys. I should have said coaching system. So I'll come back to that in a second. But the workflow, that word, I just want you to know that that's a good way to take the mind mapping and getting everything out and then go into, okay, good. Now I know all the things that are a part of it. Well, what's going to be the first step? What's going to be my second? What's going to be my next? So that's what's a workflow. So what I want to do now is screen share. And I want to show you how to create, I'm going to show you how to create a Google sheet. So in Google, if you're all in, if not, get a Google because this is like the best one. But in Gmail or in Google, you should see these little dots. I like to work with my computer first, but then the great thing is this all works with our cell phone. And that's what the mobility aspect. I have a busy life, but I want to have my life be enjoyable. So I love the fact that I can live my life and work my Mary Kay into it. So I want to bring you to the spreadsheet. Now, a spreadsheet can be the same kind of workflow. You can see here, I have it laid out. I can put in another column if I want to. If you've never worked with a spreadsheet, there are some tricks to the trade. Okay, now I cannot teach you everything about Excel, which is a spreadsheet under Microsoft. I'm not familiar with Mac. So if you have a Mac computer, I don't know what they call it, but I do know with Gmail, and Google, you can have this spreadsheet, which can be mobile. And you'll notice here, I put down all of the leads. I put down a little bit of where I found them. I have a cell. I happen to do a vendor event and I got their birthday. That's not important, but you'll notice the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh attempt. Research shows that it's at the 8th attempt that people, sorry, I know you can't see down here at the bottom, but it's at the 8th attempt that people say yes. And so this allowed me to see where I was at, but I didn't have to carry a piece of paper with me. Now, you can print this from your office, which is great because I can still have a paper copy and I can manually write it in there if I feel like paper and pen is what I want to use for the day. But if I am, again, not able to find a notebook or I don't want to carry all of that, I have a small little purse with my outfit, I can pull up on my phone. And forgive me because I didn't screen share with my iPhone today, so I'm just going to hold it up to the camera. But if you've never done this, inside your app store, you have something called Drive and Sheets. And I think you can see this. This is the picture for Sheets. Actually, you can see it at the top of my screen here. See that little green Sheets? It says Sheets Home. Everybody see that? That's the same picture on your app store. And most people who have iPhone, I think it's natural, but I have a feeling Android is the same. So this allows you, hold on, I don't want to delete it off my phone. I pressed it too much. So this allows me to actually pull up everything that I have from my computer and that I've made from my computer. I can pull it up and look at this. There is the same document. Now, why is this fabulous? Well, this is fabulous because you have other things you can use besides what's called Sheets. Sheets is a spreadsheet. I do like to create a list with my referrals because I was finding that I was getting a little bit just I wasn't sure if I even knew who the people came from. So I first put my referrals in a different spreadsheet. So then I could access, and once I called them, I would move them over to the other spreadsheet. But for me, I had to separate it so that I would know, oh my gosh, you don't know me, but your friend Michelle just had a wonderful pampering and she thought that you deserved a pampering in the mail. And we just get together virtually, what works better for you. So I was able to then remind myself how I got the name and number, but then I would move them over to the contact sheet. I want to finish with understanding some of the other, notice here, there's sheets, there's slides, and there's forms. So if you feel like you want to take your business to a new level, in the past, you have seen some of the forms that I've made for you. The nice thing is that I can also copy these and I can share these with you. So you don't have to actually start all over, but this would be a form that you can do through Google, and it allows somebody to answer at the end of a facial, did they have fun? What impressed you today? You can show your specials. And this is a really great tool. Now, if you haven't made a pre-profile, let me find, this is what I did for my pre-profile form, because I was really getting, I wanted people to see, wow, she's sophisticated, but she's also, you know, techie is good. That means that you're up on your business aspect. And sometimes people didn't have 5 minutes for me to go over the profile card on the phone. So I was able to say, no worries. Do me a favor, complete your skin analysis form tonight, and then I'll put you in the door prize, the door prize giveaway. So it allowed me to send this to her, and I'm going to show you how to do that, and then we'll wrap it up. But this is something that I can copy and give it to you if you are interested. Just send me a little message on Facebook and I'll do it tomorrow. But it gives me their address, and then I can manually fill out the profile card before her appointment, and it's almost all filled out. And there's a little video that, hey, she's going to get a layering aspect if she watches it before the actual appointment. So this has been a really great tool for me. And the best news about all of this, you guys, you can actually send this and share it. So let me show you how to share it. Okay, wait a minute, that's not it. I haven't used this in a little bit, forgive me. Boy, oh boy, I changed systems and I haven't used this in a little bit. Where is my? No, that's not it. Okay. No, it's not that. This is cool because this teaches you how you can change the color and you can customize. So you play around with this kind of stuff, and you can change the picture, but I don't want to go into that. I just wanted you to see how to email it to somebody. And so sorry, it's been a while since I've used this because I'm gonna.
Dre.
Yeah, how do I do it?
It says, yeah, it says send.
Thank you. Look at this. I've gotten so techie in my new system that I can't do the simple. There it is. Thank you, Joe. Now notice here, see how long that URL is? You can have a shortened URL, which is much nicer when you are sending something in a text message. So then I would just copy it, and you can actually do all of this from your phone. But what I do is I copy it, and then in my, hopefully you can see my email, I'll email it to myself. And then when it comes in on my email, then I'll actually just take my phone on the email and I'll save the information in a note.
Yes.
I don't know if I can do notes from the Gmail. So that is the way I've always done it as a workaround, because I don't see notes over here. So any questions on this? Because I know it can be confusing, but I also am trying to be very good on time.
Okay, Dre, on your phone where you had that little icon, mine doesn't look like that. Mine just says drive.
No, that's not Sheets. You need to go back into the App Store because Sheets is spreadsheet, which is Excel. Drive is any kind of document. And so it could include that, but normally they separate it because it is spreadsheet only. Slides.
I do have it. It just wasn't on the front of my my phone.
Oh, okay.
How did I get it on the front of my phone?
So you mean like, how do you move it?
Yeah.
If you hold it down and it starts, you can say edit or it wiggles. Then as soon as it wiggles, if you just hold that and then move it, you can actually put it into a category.
Gotcha.
And then just either press or swipe up and it sets it.
And you guys, Andrea taught me how to do this when she was here visiting, but I wanted y'all to hear how it's explained to somebody.
I really want to show this real fast, but it is 6:15. Does everybody have 2 minutes extra that I could give them? Okay. Okay. So remember when I said when they book, then they go into the coaching system. Remember how I said now they're in a different system? So I was just writing down my workflow, and I encourage you to do this because once you figure out your workflow, you got it. And it's amazing how much more clarity and time you have when your mind has already made the decision. Like you already know your steps. And for coaching system, they have booked their first appointment. Well, now we have to ask, is it going to be in person or virtual? Okay, so those are two of my workflows. If it is in person, I'm going to ask with friends or alone. Okay, so I've got to have the right script. So again, here is where I would want to make sure that if I have in my phone, in my notes, I would say script to ask with friends, and I have the script saved. So then all I have to do is copy and paste it into Facebook Messenger or into the text, or I can read it if I'm on with her. Now, if she says alone, I'm going to go, great. When do you have 2 to 3 minutes for me to pre-profile you in the next 24 hours? So then I'm going to do that pre-profile conversation. Then I would send her a text confirmation that we are going to be together maybe 2 weeks from now at 10 a.m. And then I'm going to put in my calendar to make sure I remind her 2 days in advance. I'm going to put in my calendar to remind her 24 hours in advance. I even do a 1 hour in advance because I've been stood up so many times. So it just happens with a, longevity. So over here, let's say she says friends. Well, do you have your hostess rewards that you know exactly to text her and you have it handy? I keep it in an album on my phone. So then I would text her exactly the picture of what to say to invite her guests. And then of course, if she wants, some people don't want to give out phone numbers. They're weird about that. Then I would have her know exactly what to say so that she could send the skincare Q&A form. Remember the skin analysis form? I would send her that link and I would say, great, have all of them fill this out so that I would know their information and their address and their cell phone. And then of course, I would tell them, I would make sure that they could register at my website because then again, they're in my system and they've done it. I would help her with outside orders and tell her how to do it. So this is my flow. Do you guys understand? Then I would have, I would be prepared for the on-time drawing, and then I would move them into my party system. So what's a party system? It's what the heck is your step-by-step for your party. So now we have a different system. Do you see how business is about just understanding systems? Okay, so now this is the virtual. Well, if she's virtual, I'm going to send her that hostess rewards, but I'm going to show her how to invite friends. But guess what? I'm going to get a guest list and maybe even start a Facebook group so that I can have them all through. If they fail to show up, I still capture their attention with a posting party. Okay. So maybe I'm actually going to start a posting party and have the actual party happen, right? Then I can have the reminder Zoom. And then of course, eventually once they purchase, then they're going to move into the preferred client PCP, Preferred Client Program. That's a Preferred Client System. So does this make sense for how you figure out? This is what is called a workflow. And then over the next couple, I guess one more week, I'll actually show you how you can do even more virtually and what we call them CRMs, Customer Relationship Management Software. So next week, I'll go a little bit more techie and how you take all of these systems and using digital software, how do you keep a business organized? Does that sound good? Is this too much?
No, that was so good. And you guys, you can go back and watch this recording and stop it and look at what she's doing. But this is so amazing. And guys, I can't imagine what you would pay for a course where it takes you step by step and does this. So Andrea, we so appreciate it. And I was just about to box you. The two things that you had written out, can you just take a quick snapshot of that and put it on Facebook? Just so that they can look at that and listen again. I know I'm going to go back and listen. How many of y'all are going to go back and listen to this again? This was so good. You know, you learn something when you hear it 7 to 9 times. So I want to encourage you guys, do the flow. The flow is just the steps. That's it. But learn the terminology so that as we move forward in this training, now when Andrea talks to me about systems and flow and all that, I already know in my head what she's talking about. But it took me a few times to remember. So, and you guys are younger than me, you'll get it faster. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Andrea. That was amazing. Do y'all have any questions for her whatsoever? Any questions? We went a little bit long, but I really think that it was worth it. Oh, look, Zulema's here. It was so worth it to hear Jenna. Did y'all love hearing her? Yeah, I loved hearing her. And just real quick, since you're there, Zulema, will you unmute and just tell us how it felt to have another grand week? I don't know how many you had. Tons.
Hi guys, sorry for the inconvenience. Had to take Lloyd to gymnastics. It was just, I had one of those weeks. Am I supposed to be doing this? I was like kind of discouraged about my business and all that because I was kind of struggling with my words. And next day I prayed, next day I started making those videos and the girls got excited with my videos and my promotions and I got them engaged and that's how I did it.
Love it. Started with prayer. I like that. And you know what, guys? One of the things that we do talk about, and we'll talk about it again, I'll tell you what next week, because I want to talk to you all about mother-daughter appointments next week as well, is the emotional cycle of a Mary Kay consultant. Because you go back through those cycles over and over. When you own your own business, when you have to find the motivation from within, and it's not because someone's pushing you, it's because you're pushing yourself. Sometimes we need just a little bit more encouragement. And that power of prayer, I want to commend you for that. That was the first thing you should have done. And that's awesome that you did that. Okay, so congratulations for a grand week and congratulations to all of our other Star Week achievers. So proud of you guys. Also, I just want to say again, real quick, that, you know, Andrea, you have put so much time and so much energy into this training, and I know you're slowing it down. She's dumbing it down for us, y'all. And she's slowing it down and taking us step by step on how to step into the 21st century. So I just thank you so much, because you guys, if you can track your customers, track your bookings, track your activity, I think that's where, when you do have those little dips in your confidence, those little dips in, am I in the right place at the right time, that Zulema just referred to, you're going to see the results of your work because you're tracking it. And that's why we say attract number grows. Attract number grows. So Andrea, thank you again from the bottom of my little Southern stupid heart, as far as when it comes to all this technical stuff. You are so patient, and you've broken it down. I'm so proud of you. So proud of you. I want you to make videos now and train the world. You guys, now your challenge last week was to track 5 customers on paper. So guess what your challenge this week is? Get a Google sheet and build a Google Sheet. And once you build it, you don't even have to fill it out. Just once you build it, take a picture of it and send it to your director. Okay? Just build it, you know, just like a grocery list. And Andrea is going to take a picture of the 2 things that she had, her flows. And as messy as they are, that's what I want it to look like. I don't want it to be clean and perfect. And she's going to put it on her Facebook page and our Superstars Facebook page so y'all can look at it and build your own. If you get stuck, don't call me, okay? Go to the Google and ask the Google, how do I build a Google Sheet? Don't ask me, because I don't know how to explain this stuff. I just know how to do it, okay? So I'm just being honest. And don't call her, she doesn't have time. Watch the video again. All right, you guys, 5 people, 5, 5, 5, 5 to keep you alive, okay? And congratulations again to everybody in Sinar. We're so happy you're back. Girlfriend, you're going to be back on that scoreboard, girl. You are so close to doing it all. We're so proud of you. Okay, guys, have a great night. Let's all unmute and we're all going to say bye, y'all. 1, 2, 3. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.